On our hotline right now is Bill King, our guest on Tuesdays right about this time of the day, the king of college football talk, hosting on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio 6 to 9, Monday through Friday. Bill, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, guys, I'm a little depressed. I'm a little down. I'll tell you why. I looked up, and it's week 6. I do not like how fast this is going. I'm not dealing with it.
Well, my favorite month is October. It's baseball playoffs, NFL, and college football seasons really start to take shape. I mean, now you're going to start to see all the best games. I guess that would be after Alabama, Georgia, because I'm not sure if there's a better game played than that one.
There's not going to be a better game played than that one. Not with dude on dude. And not that it was perfect. Carson Beck threw 3 picks. And obviously, Alabama didn't get a whole lot done until later on in the second half, but they had such a big cushion, they were able to pull it out. But, no, I don't think a game that is that hyped typically won't live up to what we expect. That one did.
It did. And Milroe was amazing. I wasn't able to watch it. I was driving back from Arlington from the A&M game. I listened to about the entire Alabama radio broadcast. Milroe's amazing. He's now the front runner, it looks like, for Heisman Trophy. He's improved. He's not just a runner right now. But this 17-year-old receiver, Ryan Williams, man, the last touchdown, it's one of the most amazing touchdowns I've seen scored, considering the situation. It was one play. He makes a couple of defensive backs bang into each other, and he's only 17. Like, what a great find.
5-star out of the Mobile area, bypassed his senior year. Usually that takes a year or two just to get accustomed to the next level. He doesn't weigh 180 pounds, and he's the best star on the field, right, other than his quarterback. The 2 best receivers in college football are true freshmen. That would be Ryan Williams, Alabama, and then Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State. Completely different body types. Jeremiah Smith is built like a 7-year NFL veteran receiver. He's 6'4", 230. And he goes up and gets the ball with one hand. You can't cover him with any type of body. You can't run with him with a bigger body. And he's a total mismatch. The 2 best receivers in America are true freshmen.
Well, and speaking of, a team with a really good receiver, number 9 Missouri going to College Station to take on 25 A&M. I'm kind of looking at Missouri's schedule, Bill. This is a big game for them as they got on the schedule as they, UMass, Auburn, then Alabama, bye week, Oklahoma, this is it. I mean, Missouri wins this game. They find a way to split Alabama, Oklahoma, whatever. They're in the playoff 12.
They could be. They're not as good as I thought they would be this year, and I watched Vanderbilt outplay them. That scoreboard doesn't say it, but I sat and watched almost every inch of that game. I don't think they're as good as I thought. Luther Burden is who you're talking about. He is a spectacular, talented receiver. We have known this. He was a big 5-star recruit as well from a couple of years ago. But you guys saw it. A&M's a very fundamentally well-coached football team. They may not be as explosive as they'd like to be, and how they'll probably be into the future, but they've got good athletes, and that'll be a tough game for Missouri.
But they take care of the ball. I mean, they just don't turn it over, and that's how Arkansas beat Auburn, was through turnovers, but that's a team in the Tigers that just cannot hold on to the ball. And right now, that's the main issue for Arkansas, Bill, and it seems like it stems more than anything from an offensive line that is really struggling to protect Taylon Green. And, hey, struggled against the defensive line for A&M, and that's a really good defensive line, but Tennessee's D-line is better, aren't they?
They're literally, guys, 15 deep across. They had a guy make a play in the backfield in the Oklahoma game, and I do this. I've done this all my life, right? They had a guy, a defensive lineman from New Jersey, is 6'6", 280. I'd forgotten about it. I had to look him up. This kid was getting snaps in that ball game incredibly deep. I can't imagine being deeper than them, and they bring them in waves. They really haven't been competed with yet. Now, Oklahoma had some chances to turn the ball over, but tell you what, I look at this from an Arkansas point of view. This is a marvelous opportunity for them. And Tennessee's road record historically, certainly in recent memory, isn't all that good. A couple of breaks here or there in Arkansas very much could be in this ball game to have a chance.
Bill, there's another game I want to talk to you about, SMU at Louisville. Are you buying the Fighting Rhett Lashleys? I mean, he's got them going, changing conferences. Is he a young, and he's from that Gus Malzahn coaching tree, is he somebody that could get one of these big-time jobs in the next couple of years?
I don't know that his time is yet. And early on, they kind of struggled, but they're playing well now, is your point, and I agree with you. Louisville is a incredibly well-coached team. I would think it's going to be hard for SMU to go up in there and win. I think it's going to be a lot of points scored in that game, and I think that's probably the reason why I would pick Louisville. But no, that's a good program. We've talked about it. They're incredibly well-funded. They've got lots of money behind them. They're not going to get paid by the ACC for years just to be in that league, and the future is bright there, I would think.
What do you think of Lashley as a coach, and maybe in terms of SMU's ability to keep him there now that they're in a bigger league and all the money that you're talking about?
Well, it depends on what opportunities out there. That's a good job. It's lots of money. Expectations are not overwhelming. Their expectations are very average. You can do better than expectations there. And again, you've got resources all around you. Now, guys, I'm with you. If he keeps winning, he's going to get bought out of there, and he'll end up at a better brand. I totally agree with you on that one, but that's a good gig, and I don't know what jobs are going to open that fit his criteria right now. Florida's going to open. I doubt that's who they're looking at, if indeed that does open, which we think it will. And I don't know if Arkansas has to start looking. I don't know if they get much further past than Barry Odom.
Yeah, they got it going on out there. What do you make of this situation with the quarterback leaving and the other quarterback stepping up? So that quarterback that left, is he done for the year? And is this sustainable from UNLV? You got them going 10-2 maybe this year?
They could be the number 12 seed and representing a league champion. Absolutely. Matt Sluka, I think, got some bad advice. Transfer from Holy Cross, did a good job there. Playing well early on, more of a runner than a passer, has an agent who's not registered. They kept pushing him for more money. Maybe promises were made from an assistant. Barry Odom basically acts like he didn't know that was going on, and it was just a significant miscalculation. Now, will he get an opportunity, Matt Sluka, to go to another school and get paid reasonably? Maybe, but he's not a big-time prospect or anything. I mean, you're not knocking his door down.
Texas is off this week, and I guess maybe I could have brought it up next week when they get the Red River rivalry, but they're one of the 4 teams in the country that hasn't trailed at all this year. Tennessee's another. Indiana and Army West Point are the other 2. But after this bye, I mean, they get Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry, and I know Oklahoma might not be a great offensive team right now, but I think that rivalry just sort of equalizes the team sometimes. It certainly did last year. And then it's the next game of the year in Austin against Georgia. How do you think Texas does in these next 2 games?
They win the Red River rivalry, and then Georgia comes to town, and I think Georgia found out their roster capabilities in the second half of that Alabama game. Now, Alabama had a big lead, so we could attribute some of that to them being comfortable at the moment. But Georgia found verticality in their offense, which had been a question mark. And Georgia has every bit as many dudes, if not more dudes, than Texas. So Texas, I mean, could go 2-0, but I don't know. It's going to be hard for somebody else to beat Georgia.
Well, a team that it hasn't been hard to beat is Florida State, and if we don't need to talk about them anymore, we don't have to, Bill. But can they upset Clemson? Is it Clemson, Miami, kind of the winner of one of those 2 teams that probably representing the ACC in the playoff 12? What does Florida State? They're not going to win 6 this year, are they?
No, It's been a complete collapse, miscalculation of the portal. Last year it all worked out. This year it's not working out. Quarterback situation is a huge mess. I think Clemson right now, admitting this is a moving target, this is fluid, but I think Clemson is the best team in the league right now. If they had to play Miami today in Council Bluffs, I think they'd beat Miami, and I think they'd beat them solidly. I like Clemson. They're a 2 touchdown favorite. Clemson would have to exhibit a personality that I've yet to see in them this year for Florida State to have a chance to win that ball game.
Bill, how's it going in your part of Tennessee? I know that East Tennessee has just been ravaged by the floods from the hurricane. Of course, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, all hit very hard. But how close are you to the floods?
Probably 4 hours. Middle Tennessee is Nashville, and you get to East Tennessee with elevation. Then you get to the North Carolina border where there's Asheville and all that. That's where it's just devastating. We got some rain, but nothing more than a rain that you could get any time of year. But it is absolute catastrophic about 4 hours and beyond to the east, beyond description.
It's been terrible seeing the photos of it. I know Nashville and you're part of the state have also been hit by floods previously, but I'm glad to know that it's okay, at least by you. I'm assuming you had to bring up Pete Rose today. I know you guys don't talk too much Major League Baseball, but I mean, there's legends and there's icons, and then there's the complexity of the Pete Rose story. And I wonder, I mean, where you fall in on not the debate of where he belongs in the Hall of Fame and all of that, but what did Pete Rose mean to you?
He was in Nashville, basically on the eve of his death. He was here in town. His most recent pictures are right here in Nashville with some of his former teammates. Guys, when I was a child, 7 years old, 6, my parents took me and my brothers to Atlanta, early 70s, to watch the Big Red Machine and the Braves. Pete Rose, Dave Concepcion, George Foster. I'm leaving some people out. Obviously, Hank Aaron. And I had no concept of what I was watching. I was watching these guys short toss, like 10U Little League games, right, where you're short tossing to get warm before the game, right there on the railing. And just incredible. I mean, incredible. I don't know if anybody had more spirit and heart in what they did playing any game, than Pete Rose.
Mm-hmm. I think that's very well put. And a good place to leave it for now. Bill, always appreciate you hopping on with us on these Tuesdays. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
appreciate
Bill.
it.
Bill King, he hosts 6 to 9, Monday through Friday, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio, and we appreciate his time on these Tuesdays on Halftime.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.